I was just being nice, don't push my patience. I can't work out why she thought I worked there. Good old Gertrude would not be fooled. I'm wearing an apron, I clearly work there. My dad thought an Asian lady was a waiter, and it is your job to serve me. The timestamps are in the description, subscribe for more videos like these, and I trust you to reach 20 likes for this video. Let's do this. I was just being nice, don't push my patience. So this happened yesterday while I was out on my usual weekly food shopping trip. So a quick bit of info before we begin. I'm a 28 years old woman and I use this shop regularly and now recognize a lot of the usual cashier staff. I was also wearing a black hoodie, leather jacket, jeans and Converse. This is important for later. I was at my local supermarket, just doing my things, listening to my music and getting my items. I spent a good 20 to 30 minutes gathering the things I needed before heading to the checkout. It was a nice visit thus far and I was in no rush. I headed over to the self-service checkouts. I can get very anxious when I'm out on my own as I have PTSD and PBD and prefer as little human contact as possible, so generally opt for the self-serving tills. That and I can keep listening to my music without being rude. I get all of my items on the belt and wait for the lady ahead of me to finish paying and packing up her items, and I see an elderly gentleman place one single item down behind mine, and this is where we meet our cast. Me is me, EJ for the elderly gent, and the RW is for the rude woman, and SW for the store worker. I take my headphones out and turn towards the gentleman. Are you just getting the one thing? Oh, yes I am. Would you like to go ahead of me? It's not fair on you to wait for me to get through all my things when you only have one item. Are you sure? Of course, please. And then I insert a hand gesture to move ahead of me here. And I am in no rush at all. Now, I am usually socially anxious due to my conditions, but I was always taught to respect my elders and enjoy making their day a little easier if I can. I put one headphone back in and I'm happily waiting when I hear the gentleman. How do you work this thing? Towards the self-serving till screen. I put my phone away, come around my trolley and offer my help to the gentleman and continue to help him finish his transaction when the rude woman appears behind me. Who's left this shopping on the belt? Oh, sorry, that's mine. Well, what are you doing getting your shopping on the clock? You're here to work, not shop. What? At this point, I'm looking at this woman like, what the Remember I said I was wearing jeans, leather jacket, etc.? You shouldn't be doing your shopping on work time. Now, my anxiety is starting to flare and I'm getting angry. I just want to run. Look, lady, I don't work here. I just want to get my things and go. Leave me alone. Well, I saw you helping that man. The gentleman had thanked me and left by this point, and I started to put my things through. Yes, I did, and I could see he needed some help and the staff were all busy. Besides, what I do is not your business now, please leave me alone. Well, you're going around hitting people at the till, so you have to work here. Look, I was just trying to be nice and help that man with the till. I'm losing my patience and this is the last time I'm going to say it. Leave me alone. She didn't leave me alone. Fuck my life. But you look like you work here. Now, the uniform for this store is green and yellow shirts and green trousers, not black leather jackets and jeans. What the seriously? I called over the worker that was keeping an eye on these styles, who I regularly have a chat with when I come in. Hello, how can I? You need to have a word with this worker. She has been very rude to me. The worker looking at me, then at the woman. I'm sorry, miss, but she doesn't work here. But she was helping. Just because she was helping someone, it doesn't make her a member of staff. Thank you, the worker. Now turning to the rude woman with a big grin on my face. See, I don't work here. Now leave me the F alone. The rude woman's face was a mix of anger, shock and confusion, absolutely priceless. I left with my shopping with a big smile and nodded toward the awesome worker who came to my rescue. Thanks, awesome guy. I can't work out why she thought I worked there. So for those outside of the UK, Tesco is a large supermarket in the UK and the staff generally wear a dark blue trouser and fleece top or a green polo top. On the evening in question, this Monday just gone, I was wearing a reddish pink polo shirts, black Adidas shorts and trainers from the gym. That evening, I'd had a bit of a barney with the wife and wanted to treat myself to a box of ice creams to eat in the car park and make myself feel better. I also needed a couple of other bits, so I'm stood aimlessly gulping on the eggs with a box of 6 ice cream, a packed mixed pepper, and a pint of milk. Some absolute Karen pokes me on the shoulder and just says, "Ciabattas!" while rolling her eyes and lifting her eyebrows, full of entitlement. I'm in a full mood from the argument with my wife and pre-guilt as I'm about to inhale ice cream in the car park. I just turn and say, "What?" shaking my head. Without a second to think further, she barks, "Where are the ciabattas? I can't believe they'd employed someone with such a poor grasp of customer service." I'm stunned at this again and say, "What?" I'm full Pulp Fiction levels of what? I can see the rage in her. And on a normal day, I'd like to think I'd be a very British and apologize for not working there and look for the bread with her. But not today, Karen. "Ciabatta tickle." She gets lashed at me. "You don't honestly think I work here, do you?" I reply. I am in my gym shorts and in bright red. "Don't give me that," she barks. I can feel my ice cream fantasy melting away in my hand. I tell her, "Don't ever speak to staff anywhere like that, love. I don't work here, and if I did, I'd still be telling you to get fucked after that," and wandered off to the self-checkout feeling slightly better. As I walked out, I saw her at customer service desk waving a pack of ciabattas at someone and gesturing my way. I have no idea what her issue was, but I sat out in the car park eating my ice creams and I watched her get in her car and stretch off the wrong way up a one-way street. How do these people exist and think this behavior is acceptable? Classic Karen. Good old Gertrude would not be fooled. I'm wearing an apron and I clearly work there. 19 years old me used to work across town at a US retail chain that I will call Celebration Metropolis. Her aprons were bright purple, with a large logo of my store name across the chest. I had a very short 30-minute break and needed sewing supplies, so I popped on the adjacent Jill's Textiles. I had a shopping cart of my own full of bolts, notions, coupons, and a folder of images for fabrics I was hunting for. Suddenly, an elderly, entitled woman who looked like a Gertrude to me interrupts my break. "Where is the yarn?" "Oh, I don't work here, but I believe they are over here." In that direction. "You don't work here? Then why are you wearing an apron?" "I am just on my break and also like to shop here." "Well, you should take your apron off because you are confusing people like me in this store." "Well, my apron is purple and it says my store name on it. You're looking for the dark green aprons that say Jill's Textile. You will probably find a person at the cashier or the cutting counter." At this point, Gertrude's middle-aged daughter, Dorothy, found her and escorted her too. I don't even know if they headed to the yard, but I was relieved to have such a rude lady taken away from my presence. I continued to shop around the store a few aisles over, and I hear a familiar Gertrude-like voice again. "Excuse me?" Yes?" It's her again." "I thought I told you to take that apron off. Where are all the attendants for this store? I can't find any of the staff here." I ignored Gertrude at this point because I choose to not deal with rude people on my own time, and kept my apron on in defiance now. Her visibly trained Dorothy led her away to try and find another retail employee to inflict her presence on. Most people are reasonable enough to see a different store name on your clothing and leave you alone, but not good old Gertrude. She was one person behind me in the checkout line with Dorothy, still huffing and puffing about whatever mild inconvenience. Some people are just ready and willing to be upset about everything. My dad thought an Asian lady was a waiter. Now some background, my dad is not the best person when it comes to realizing when he is wrong. He will stand his ground until the very end in order to prove that he is right no matter what. Anyway, so this happened about 2 weeks ago and we all went to eat at a traditional Chinese restaurant because we like going there due to the food being pretty good. We went in and ordered, I don't remember what, but later my dad got pretty impatient and wanted to know why it was taking so long. So he decided that he should ask the nearest Asian looking person where his food was. I would stress that the restaurant was not that small and that the sodas were near the entrance and the fridge. The Asian lady was at the far end of the restaurant and had to go all the way to get a drink. We were sitting in between the entrance and where the Asian lady was sitting. The waiters wore a polo with a small logo saying the name of the restaurant. So I have no idea why he thought that someone who had a pink shirt and denim jacket on was a waiter. Anyway, the conversation went something like this. Hey, can you tell us when our food is done? No. Come on, I pay for service and I deserve to get it. Just give us our food. Meanwhile, I look at my waiter in embarrassment. No, here, only I want the soda. She begins to point at the fridge. Don't lie to me. I know you work here. You just don't want to do your job. At this point, a good portion of the restaurant hears this, but doesn't really pay much mind to it. Dad, she doesn't work here. Just, son, don't interrupt me while I am talking. A worker then appears to see what's going on. Hey, what seems to be the problem? The problem here is that one of your workers here won't tell me when my food is done. Sir, she doesn't work here. So you either stop this or I will have to kick you out. My dad, now realizing this, sits down grumpily and stays quiet for the rest of the meal. Honestly, I feel bad for the lady who just wanted a drink and then got bombarded by someone she didn't even know. Not to mention how she could not really convey to my dad that she didn't work there due to a language barrier. It is your job to serve me. So I was in a department store that is known for being a very high-end store. So this means it's full of entitled people. More specifically entitled old ladies. Now, I have had people mistake me for an employee there on multiple occasions. So I will just share the most interesting one because I do not know why people tend to think I work there, but the uniform is dark blue and most employees are around 40-ish. On this occasion, I was around 15 years old. I was wearing heels and a floral dress, and I do not know how someone could think I worked there. I was 5'9" at the time, so people may have thought I was older, but hell, not 40. I go there a lot because I am from a small city and this is the only department store that is in town. So I guess people could think I work there because I go there so often. Anyway, it must be near race day, horse racing. So all the fancy hats and headpieces were in stock, and I was looking through them. Just looking because there is no way in hell I'm paying $150 for a hat. I want 100 US. The accessories department was laid out by a brand and I was right beside the Swarovski crystal counter. All of a sudden I hear, "Excuse me, how much is this?" And I respond with, "Oh, sorry, I don't work here." She looks annoyed but is still speaking in a civil tone. "Yes, well, can you check?" She says as if I was stupid. Now, at this store, different brands' employees have access to the other brands. So if I wanted to get a foundation from Chanel, but there was on lunch break, a MAC employee could come over and help. I said to the woman, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I don't work for any brand." She looks horrified at me, and I am very confused by this. She slams her purse on the counter and says to me, "How dare you? How dare you say that to me? I am a paying customer." Now everyone could hear and everyone looked over, but no one helped. The customers ignored it and employees looked confused. "I'm sorry, ma'am?" "You are a mere employee. It is your job to serve me. I make more than you are worth." I stood there in shock. "I have never met an employee as disrespectful as you, and I will be complaining." I didn't know this at the time, but one of the ladies from the fashion auditorium went to go get the doorman. The doorman knows me well. He was around 70. And the stores here are not like America, so it's not like security was everywhere and there's no police or anything around. He comes over and says, "Is everything alright here, ladies?" She then barks, No, everything is not alright. I have never received such horrible service with such ill-mannered staff. I will be complaining about all of you. You are all mere employees. It is your job to serve me." She just grabs her purse and whacks me with her bag and makes a dramatic exit with everyone staring at her. Everyone comes over and comments about how insane she was. My eyebrows ladies also come over with the Swarovski ladies obvious of what just went down. So yeah, just because you have money doesn't mean you are a god. Even if you make more money than I'm worth, having money doesn't give you the right to act entitled. Thank you for watching this 6th episode of I Don't Work Here Lady. Remember to like the video if you had fun, subscribe for more videos like these, and let us know in the comments which story was your favorite.